The time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Look, I want to work on the look at the camera more. Get a little light, white light. I'd almost cover it. I'd almost just cover that. That might be my move next week because I'm okay. I can do it, but I don't like that little light there. So I'm gonna look here, which isn't as good when you're watching, or if I did actually watch a little of last week's to hear clearly the sound quality is much better than the old computer. Glitchy still, and just need the Ethernet cable, which I'm still nervous about doing, mainly for household harmony's sake. But we're finding that we have problems just with Zoom and other things with this new computer anyway. So there is a reason and a desire, I think, to work on using the Ethernet cable. It's just, can we reverse back to Wi-Fi if we do it easily? And we don't know yet. Let's check out the list. I have first to show you to talk about the YouTube channel. So I want to say what's up. I should get the exact name. I don't remember it. So Lynn's, I subscribe to Lynn. Lynn subscribes to me. And so YouTubeville, Goodwill on YouTubeville, something like that. She had a good discussion. And I think it'd be good to work together a little bit in the sense that I'm talking about a lot of the same things she's talking about. She did it in a short message and 8 minutes. But what I'd like to see is to have a discussion with people who have, just to try to clear the air, to get questions answered, to learn as time goes along. It's not a coincidence. I don't believe it's very intentional, because if it's complicated, then we need people to rescue us, experts. If we're going to look to the experts to rescue us. So, because this is way too complicated for us to understand, we should just listen to the experts and do everything they say. So we're talking about those things. So shout out to her. Now, I don't think I have anything else specifically to say about the YouTube channel for now. I can come back to more related to this, but it goes to the album sales later. So Trump's going to thump. No updates with that. I guess let me just say on the YouTube channel. So the Bet to Brad, we're 3 weeks out. I'm 3 weeks out from finishing promoting that one a day, sharing one a day. I'm set my goals. I'm going to just give myself a break here and get a little shine off this. So one a day until I get to 100. Then I can back off, and then I'll work on the next song and promote that one a day till I get that to 100. Then I've got more projects to promote. I think it's been a good thing. And what I've been saying to people is, I say, what kind of music do you like? And this is if I have a little bit of a relationship with them, I have them know them a little bit. And what kind of music do you like? It's a fun question to ask. Well, why do you ask? Or they tell me, and so because I do this and that. Well, really, and so if they have an interest, and then I've been starting by saying, and this comes down later, but I won't mix it. Well, I won't tell you that yet. Let me get to that. But it's through asking what kind of music they like that I'm sharing this. That's how I open that door. But anyway, so right now, so I'm at 82, and I think I've got 86 or 7 views of the album cover. So we're getting about one per. Not amazing, but I'm talking to people that are not necessarily into hip hop. Most of them aren't actually. So it's a niche. It's a segment. It's not a huge market, but that's what's going on with that. So Trump's going to Trump. Number 3, merch. I have a couple. I talked to Sean over at the Backfire Moto. He gets T-shirts for his business, and I was asking him about that and where he gets them, the price, how much he sells them for, and he gave me a couple contacts. So it's on the to-do list, but I feel good that I got a couple good leads that I can talk to that are local. And let's just hope. One fellow, actually, his name's Rob Castro, has worked with Henri Osborne. I had to see Henri Osborne. Was he with Grayskull? Maybe, which I have one of their albums, local hip hop. So he does hip hop and makes shirts. I mean, this is pretty good. So I just got to see if that's a possibility, or if the other fellow, Maple Leaf screen printing, maybe. So we'll just see. But those are good leads, so I will follow up with them. Nothing new on rules of engagement. I did see Ewing today for the first time in a year and a half, and it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to continue on yet. So nothing happened on that front. I have Alex, and we're equally busy, maybe slightly less busy. I think I mentioned I went by that Alan Thistle place. I mentioned that to Alex. And now back to the 80s, I wanted to, that's going to be more interesting for him. It's going to take a little more time maybe, but those are 2 things with Alex. And let's just see how our schedule pans out. We've got a couple more weeks till after Labor Day, and then let's see if things lighten up. I suspect that they might not necessarily lighten up. I mean, we have people on vacation, but it's not that many people on vacation. So how is it going to be that we're going to have our day off again? So I don't necessarily see a pathway to that. And without that, or consistently having days where we just work 8 hours, it's going to be challenging for us to do anything. But that's the goal. Okay. Bellevue Ballers, work in progress. And I don't have a lot to say. Maybe it'll come out in the writing I'm doing, but it's just it's kind of like, it's not a direct line. It's Bellevue Ballers, make more music. Unless someone says, hey, you're the best thing we've ever heard, here's a bunch of money, and then I can make more music that way. So those are the 2 ways, right? Pay as I go, slow, it's fine, but it gets expedited by, somebody saying you're the greatest thing we've ever heard, here's a bunch of money, or I build something and it funds this. And I don't build it on my own, of course, it's with God's help. And that's what's kind of exciting, because it's that type of a scenario. Things are moving beyond our physical ability, I would say. All right. So now I did talk to Mike today about My Reformation music video, and we had a good, strong discussion. And it seems we're at the point where, well, he said he had a new computer. He thought he had to start the whole project over. Okay. I've been waiting here for a good year and a half to hear that. Because I should have been better at communicating that I'm waiting. But it was a little disappointing, but I'm at the mercy of others' willingness to help. But now I have Noah. So I kind of really wanted to see, okay, Mike, where you at? If you're not wanting to do it, okay, let me share this with Noah. But I do want to take what he's done and go get it to Noah. So what did he say was the best way? He mentioned Dropbox. I've heard of that. Used it with Kelly before. For you will be glorified. And I think we could get this working again. Noah does have more time for this and a desire to help. So this can get going again, possibly pretty fast. I just didn't want to, I just wanted it to be done in the right way. And now music, nothing new to report there. So for School Us album sales, and I can't forget, I should be showing this when I get to number 3, merch. So that's merchandise. So the album, like I said, so I wanted to say that. So I asked somebody, oh, by the way, what kind of music do you like? And they tell me, how about you? Yeah, I do this. I like all kinds of music like anybody, but I work on hip hop. And I've been asking people, do you have a CD player? Well, that makes sense to ask. So, because what I was doing before is we talk about my CD player, my CD, and they'd say, oh, I don't have a CD player. So why do that? Why not find out in advance that they have a CD player? So we take that objection off the table if it's an objection. I mean, like I said, this is just an option for people. They're in particular, are you a collector? And I asked this fellow Eric on my route, do you have a CD player? Oh yeah. Well, do you collect CDs still, or do you do CD? Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, if you want to find how good of a rapper your mailman is, I sell this for 10. Oh yeah. So his way of doing it, he wants me to leave it in the mailbox, and then I'm supposed to get the $10 out afterwards. So on faith, on a good faith effort, I'm going to leave it in there, and I believe I'll see it, and I know I can get a hold of somebody at his house. He works from home anyway, so. But that's cool. So I don't want to say too much, but it sounds like we could have another sale. In addition, I think I did or did not mention having a new subscriber there with the Goodwill, YouTubeville. It's kind of interesting. I should almost track that one. New subscribers, album sales, because those are the two things that are kind of interesting to track. Maybe I'll do, what are we in? And we're going into September. No, let's start. I think for starting September, let me report, and I'll just track it monthly. New subscribers per month, and album sales, because they're literally not that far apart, I think, and that would be interesting to pay attention to. All right. So I think I couple things I could talk about current event wise. People are talking about this whole Afghanistan. I hear them talking. I don't even care, because why? Whatever. Why now? Who decides what? Somebody's messing around. I just call it playing games. I haven't even really looked at it. What's interesting to me and affects my life for sure is, now we got a mask mandate back. So Bellevue Ballers coach says, suck it up, wear a mask. We're going to meet. That's better for you. And I'll take coaching. I'm not going to like it, but I'll take coaching. So, but I still at all costs avoid wearing it, but I'll take coaching, because there's a bigger picture there. But that's tough. I'm going to have to suck that one up. One thing I did we had a discussion today with Dave, friend, and he's mentioning house churches. Kind of think about what they do in China. They have underground churches. Smaller you are, the less of a target you are. The more dispersed you are, the better. It's just better. And I didn't talk to Dave about that one, but I think that's something I want to continue to have that discussion. And if he wants to do that, I'd be in. I would like to talk to the family, see what they say, if they want to do that. Because as it is, there's a Bible study they have on Fridays every other, and I can't ever get to because of work. They do it on Zoom. I imagine he's talking about these house churches being in person. I didn't ask him about that. Because ideally, If we got to meet outside, whatever it takes to just be able to see one another's faces and expressions. I'll take cold weather over. If it has to be cold, so be it. I just want to see your face. That's all I want. I want to do it in person. That's me. Now, like I said, everyone's got their own goals and their own thoughts. That's fine. But that's for me. And that's how I want to do church, and there are lots of churches. I was hearing my coach talking about churches closing down. I didn't hear the specifics or where that information is coming from, but I'm not surprised. It's a lot of nonsense going on, and I'd say a lot, and an opportunity to be strong. A lot of houses of worship have been very weak, and that is going to be met with a response, which is, okay, we're not interested. It's a time to be strong. So I'm ready to go back to the rhymes. I cannot forget. I keep thinking about it. So the coach at Wazoo this is going to be very interesting. So here you have the highest paid state employee, the governor, governor. I think he's a governor, but he could be a king. He's certainly a tyrant, certainly a communist. He loves power. I have no doubt, a couple of things. One, they want to purge conservatives out of the state of Washington 100%. There's no question about that. If they could purge them out of the country, they'd do that, but they don't run the whole country. If you look at a map, a lot of the country by geographics is red, while the cities are blue. They have a lot of clout when it comes to statewide elections, even though the territory's red. So the goal here, they're not going to say, excuse me, you have to leave the state now. They're not going to do that. They're just going to make it so intolerable for someone that wants to breathe and think freely and not be under, constantly walking around on eggshells. I hope this is being recorded. I see this thing saying it's unstable, but I'm going to keep talking. Okay, let me say this. You look at who's the most likely person to drive in their own car with nobody else in it and walk around outside with nobody around with a mask on by visualization. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying it's correct. It's anecdotal. It's just by observation. But I'd say on average, most likely person could be from China. That's my observation. They've been trained. Now, when you look at that KGB guy, what he was saying about generationally demoralizing a population to where you don't fight anymore. It's out, it's gone. You're just going through life. And I'm telling you, these tyrants, and I've heard other people say they look at Kim Jong-il or Un or whoever and just say, wow, what's that like? That must be so nice to have all those people worshiping you, doing everything you say. See, they don't look at it like, man, that's sad that they have to live like that. They don't put themselves in the position of the person who's being oppressed. They put themselves in the position of the oppressor, and that's what they want to be. So this fellow from Wazoo, we're going to see what happens. I just think it's interesting because and I looked on the Real Clear Politics. It's not talked about nationwide. I'm shocked by that. This is a big deal. If everyone wants to know, how would it be that, if you're the highest, $3 million a year income, he's paid. I don't think he's going to have a financial problem. He believes that's the right thing to do. He can walk away. He can go coach in another state. Apparently, I've been following the Cougars lately, but he's a exciting personality, which is maybe why we're in this situation. He's a bland, milquetoast kind of coach. One, you're not going to be able to get people to come out to Wazoo anyway, is what I hear. You need somebody that's exciting, dynamic. And so, what do you want? If he's boring, they're not going to come to Wazoo. So if he's exciting, maybe he's got some opinions. Maybe he thinks for himself. So there you go. I'm seeing that. I don't know if this thing's recording, but I'm just going to go ahead. So I'm finishing this last song. It's done. And I will do it here, and then we'll get on to the next song. I might stall a little bit for time, not necessarily stall, but let's do this last song. Goal Setters USA. Goal Setters USA, how can I help you today? You say you need some direction. Where is it you'd like to go? Is it true you're looking for more? Like being lived in slow-mo? You've come so far with so little to show, calling on me to get in the know. I'd be happy to help. How did you hear about us? That's right, I talked to you. How could I forget such a fool? I couldn't help but to wonder, how will the story end? With you hearing well done, or you're too late, my friend. Would I like the story to end on Lake City way? No way. Still got plenty of cards to play. I say no way. Goal Setters USA is here to make your day. How, you say? What do I have in mind? Well, let's start with being mindful of our choices and kicking out the old and listening to some new voices. Because really, what have them old voices really done for you? You resist something new, but your life's askew. You wondering if I'm through? I'm wondering if you're a fool. Would I like my story to end on Lake City way? No way. Still got plenty of cards to play. I say no way. Was that song even 2 minutes? I don't know. Pretty short song. I'm done with it. I wasn't that hyped about it, but it is my business. It is what I want to do. It's just I don't know how good it is in that art form. Did I not bring any blank sheets of paper? That's bad. It's not far from me. Sorry, folks. I've got enough sheets, so we have enough for the next couple songs. Okay. So before I start the next song, I've been thinking a lot about it, and I even recorded this week a song, which I've been not doing very much. I've been saving pretty much always for I'm pretty much saving my material for this, but it was too good. I couldn't let the idea escape me. So I did write some this week, and that's for someday. Let me just look up a couple terms, and I'm not going to write them down. I'm just going to say them and then see how good I can remember them. First one is conscientious. I don't know if the dictionary will say this, but I could pretty much figure it out. Conscientious objector. Maybe I should have studied it. Maybe I'll be able to study it in between. Because that's what the coach is to me. Because they're giving you, okay, so I read it and they said you can refuse the forced vaccination, mandatory, for religious reasons, which apparently, I guess they want some kind of, I don't know how you'd prove it. I don't know how detailed that is, but some religions, I heard maybe Christian Science, maybe others don't take any medicines. So that's it. That's the religious. We should say, let's figure out what that means, because what do you mean? Okay, health reasons. I was talking to somebody who says they have blood clots, so this could maybe bring that out. Okay, so that'd be strike two if you're healthy, right? You don't have a high risk somehow other way where this would do more harm than good, even though for a healthy person it still does more harm than good. But you got to say they're not going to accept that because they don't think so, or if they do, they're not telling you they think so. So there's personal reasons, and they're taking away personal reasons. Because I was thinking, well, I should really look this up. Conscientious That's a little tough to spell. Conscientious. Con. Oh man. I guess it's CONSC, right? I want to learn this. I want to get this fully down. Consciousness. Conscientious objector right there. Does he have the word conscientious? Well, let's look at what the definition is. Governed by or accomplished according to conscience, scrupulous, a conscientious governor, thorough and painstaking, careful, a conscientious worker. French, conscientro, Middle Latin, conscientusus, Latin, conscientia, conscience. So it goes back to conscience, right? Consciences. Okay. Okay. A conscientious objector, one who on the basis of religious and moral principles refuses to bear arms or participate in military service. Specific to military service, huh? Interesting. But if we look at the term, if we just strip it out, conscientious is governed by or accomplished according to conscience. All right. Well, conscience is what? The faculty of recognizing the distinction between right and wrong in regard to one's conduct, coupled with the sense that one should act accordingly. Okay, because you'd say, I can't in good conscience do something, right? So someone's conscientious is governed by or accomplished according to their conscience. I mean, they say it's military, but if you're objecting to someone because the faculty of recognizing the distinction between right and wrong, and for me, in regard to one's conduct, conformity to one's own sense of right conduct. I'm working through this on live here. Okay, so conduct, conscience. I'm just trying to see, okay, that worked for not serving in the military. Now, here it says, refuses to bear arms or participate for religious and moral principles. Now, I don't get the sense of all these conscientious objectors because you have the exclusion for religious reasons from the vaccine, but that looks like that would have been the same for military service. And I've heard the term over the years, conscientious objector. I never thought my image of folks doing that were more like hippie types, people who weren't people of faith, so to speak. Maybe they were rejecting faith. So I might have to do a little more research on that. So I guess that's not like a straight line, right? I thought that was something I would want to, because I can't in good conscience with my understanding of my options. The thing I'll say, this thing's over. The thing I'll say is once you go down it, you can't undo it. That's the main thing. If you think about it, stall. You can still go get it. But once you go get it, you can't ungo get it. next time, back to the rhymes. Hope to have something. Working on that new song.